What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in with Callie. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. So, crazy situation. I know some of you might have heard about former player for the Clippers, Marcus Morris Sr. It's the weirdest situation I think I've seen. Him being booked on fraud charges is not a good look, especially as an NBA player, former NBA player. I saw him on ESPN doing some commentating and doing some media type stuff, alongside Stephen A. Smith on First Take. And I thought everything was going well for him, especially his transition from basketball to the media, especially him being a player, a former player, usually transitions well. But the fact that these fraud charges came out as of yesterday, which was kind of weird to me, $1,200 bill from a casino that he didn't pay. And the reports are saying that he wrote a bad check and the check came back, and a casino has the right to issue a warrant if you do not have the money to cover for what you spent or used or utilized while you was there at that casino. They have the right to do that. And since the warrant had already been warranted and came out, and the fact that the check that he had to pay it off was written bad, it came off as like a fraud situation and him doing it intentionally rather than him actually just paying them. Now, my personal opinion is, why is he writing checks when this day and age we use debit cards, credit cards, and all the above, Venmo, everything, Cash App, whatever you can think of. I don't know why he wrote a check specifically. I don't know. I just don't know nobody who does that these days. Just put it on your card. A credit card or something like that. And I'm pretty sure most of them have a black card or whatever the case may be to pay off anything they need, because they got tons of money. Marcus Morris' net worth is probably somewhere around the $15-20 million range. He's played in the league for like 15 plus years along with his brother. So there should be no discrepancy there. And it's just really a weird situation. Over $1,200 got him booked and locked up in jail with fraud charges when he's worth $20 million, $15-20 million. It doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even add up. The math is not even mathing on that. So, I feel bad for Marcus Morris, because that's very uncanny type situation. And, definitely, hopefully, he makes it through that, especially as a former Clipper player. A lot of us here definitely hold it down for him and, hope the best for him, I should say, and everything. It's just very unfortunate. I never heard of a situation like that. And it's kind of like very, very puzzling, because I don't know. Like I said, when you have that type of money, it just doesn't seem like that type of mistake should ever happen. But there again, like I said, writing checks is not something people do this era, because first of all, the money comes out of the account a little bit later, or rather than it would if you use a debit card. Debit card comes out a lot quicker. That's electronical, transaction rather than a paper transaction. So, to me, if Marcus Morris was actually trying to pay off that debt, if he really cared about it, which obviously seems like he might not have cared, I'm just going to write them a check and just get him out my hair and don't even worry about it. But my other thing is, how come he doesn't have the money in his account to clear it? You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. Was that something that he did intentionally, just to write a check to like piss them off and not care about what he did? Or was it one of those situations where, it was just an honest mistake? Who knows? But regardless of, a lot of us here at Clippers Nation, hey, we feel for him. And hopefully, he gets back on his feet, and hopefully he finds, a better avenue going forward. Hopefully he gets off this situation, not on it too long. But I heard he was held without bond, which is very, very disturbing. I don't know if he had any other offenses against him or anything like that. But being held without bond and you're a millionaire like that over a casino gambling debt just doesn't even sound like something that's even possible to even happen to somebody of his caliber. You know what I mean? So it's and just the fact that alone that he actually has a debt anyway. If you're $15-20 million up, you shouldn't have no debt anywhere. All your bills should be paid. Your credit should be A1, and you should have no debt floating anywhere with that type of money, if you ask me. But obviously, what do I know? We've seen some of our superstars of actors, basketball players, whoever, gone bankrupt, before, which I don't even see how that's even possible. When you make millions and millions of dollars, how do you go bankrupt if you pretty much just, be adequate with your money and don't just overspend, But that's me looking at it from this perspective. his perspective may be a lot different, but I'm pretty sure he has support of his family and his other brother to maybe try to back him up and find a way to get him out of the situation. But it's very, very unfortunate. And I hate the fact that, that he's going through that. Being a former Clipper, I definitely wish him the best. I wish he would have stayed with the Clippers his whole time if he could have just, held up a little bit longer and played a little bit better into the Clippers' needs. But obviously that didn't happen regardless. And, it's like I said, it's just an unfortunate situation. I hope him all the best, and hopefully, he finds a way through that situation.